good morning. Myself, Dr. Ruchi Gupta. Today we will discuss a topic of subject cloud computing that is currently going on 7th semester BTech. Code is BCS 071. So today we'll discuss about cloud computing basics. So first of all, we have to know what is the cloud computing and why there is a need of cloud computing in a today's scenario. So cloud computing is basically it is a computing model where the computing resources like server, storage, database, networking, softwares, we can use all these resources through the internet on the cloud. All the resources are available on the cloud, and without any hardware requirement or without any physical hardware or software requirement on own system, we can access all these resources through the internet. So basically how we can access all these resources, we can access all these resources with the help of a service provider. So service provider, it may be a Microsoft service provider or Amazon service provider or a Google service provider. So we can access the services, all type of services related to software, hardware, applications through internet with the help of all the service providers. So we can say that service providers are basically, they are the mediator or the intermediate between the consumer and the and the services which are available on the cloud. So cloud computing basically provides us means of accessing the applications utility over the internet. So the major requirements when we have to use the concept of cloud computing, the major requirement which we have to which is required, that is internet. If we have an internet facility, then we can access all these resources through the internet. So if we have a sufficient 24/7 internet facility, then we can access all these services through the internet with the help of some service provider. So it allow to create, configure and customize the applications online. So the major benefits of using the concept of cloud computing is that there is no need of any hardware, software installed on your local machine. We can, without the heavy configuration on your local machine, we can access all the softwares, applications, hardwares, memory through the cloud. And we can virtually we can access all these services through the cloud because we have used some virtual machines between the client, consumer and the cloud internet. So cloud computing is basically it is a computing method in which the servers are available onto a different geographical locations, and without human intervention we can access all these services through these cloud servers. It may be a application server, it may be a database server, it may be any print server or any type of servers. We can access all the services without any human intervention. So if we are talking about these cloud computing concepts, so your whole data will be stored on the cloud. So if we can access any service, any applications, if I can put any information, then the whole information is being stored on the server. So we can store a different type of data such as files, images. So you can save the information in any type of form, like you can save the information in terms of any type of media like images, videos, files, documents, any type of documents, any type of data you can store over the net. So and you can access anytime when you required, you can access anytime from any of the device. So we can say that there is no need that we can use a single machine. No, we can access from anywhere, from any machine. This is the major advantage of using the concept of cloud computing. So there are three main things which we have considered in the cloud computing concept. Number one, there is a need of some infrastructure. So cloud computing, it depends on the remote networks server that is hosted on the internet to store and manage and process the data. Secondly, on-demand access. Anytime you can access the services or softwares over the net. So user can access cloud services, resources on demand anytime, from anywhere you can access these services. You can scale up and down without having the invest in the physical hardware. So we can say these are the major features. That's why we are using the concept of this cloud computing. Third one is that what type of services we can access through the internet, through the cloud. So we can use various services, as we have discussed later, that there are two type of cloud computing models are being used. One is a service model, one is a deployment model. So these models basically provide the facility that how we can access the services through the internet. So, cloud computing, it offers various benefits like cost saving, scalability, reliability, accessibility, and it reduce the capital expenditure basically, because we are not expending so much amount for collecting all the resources, like we are not investing money in high configure processors or memory or some softwares. There is no need to invest huge amount in the configurations, because everything is to be accessed virtually, because we have the servers, we have a well established servers, and we can just, with the help of some virtual machines, we can access all these services. That's why it is a very powerful methods which are used in today's scenario. So this is basically we can say it's an infrastructure of cloud computing, where the number of users or number of things are involved in this architecture. The first is the server. We have a server. We have client machines. We have some platforms. We have a number of servers here, like computing server, networking server. We have print servers and number of applications, like you can access the finance services, you can access some you can access the applications through this infrastructure, you can access, you can monitor the whole network. So basically, this is the whole architecture, that how we can access the services through the through this cloud computing technique. This is the basically the evaluation of cloud computing, that how we can reach from distributed computing to the cloud computing. So what the changes are going on time to time or decade to decade now. In we are in the in the era of this cloud computing, but initially we were using the concept of distributing services or distributed computing. So, as the enhancement or the technologies is being changed time to time, so we have to move forward from distributed computing to the cloud computing method. So, between these distributed method and the cloud computing method, number of computing methods we have used, like mainframe computing, cluster, grid, virtualization, utility computing, and so on. So we this is basically, this is the evaluation of cloud computing method. So first of all, we have discussed about the concept of mainframe computing. So initially, in the era of 1950s to 1970s, a mainframe concept, computing concept were used. So what is that? What is the concept of this mainframe computing? So, so in the mainframe computing, the we were use the mainframe computers that are a type of very, they are very they were very efficient, they were very throughput, but the problem is with the mainframe computers are These are centralized system, computers. Servers are there, mainframe servers are there, and all the terminals, they are just behave like a dummy terminals. They just can access the information through the mainframe computers. They are very expensive, high configure and expensive systems. So they are type of computer designed for high throughput, which means a processing data as fast as possible. They are primarily used for the transaction processing and involve a set of operations like disk write, read, operating system calls, and many more. So mainframe systems are very powerful systems, and more they are having a more capability powers, like microcomputer, instead of microcomputers like laptop PCs, but they have a very less processing compared to the supercomputers. So throughput rate is very high in terms of these mainframe computers, but the main drawback for that type of system, that if a mainframe computer is damaged or some crash due to any of the reason, then all the clients, they are just like a dummy client, they cannot have their own memories and processing powers, so your data may be lost. So the next category of this, once we have to improve the technology, so that the second categories come in the era of 1970s to 1980s, that is called a distributed computing. So what is the concept of this distributed computing? In this, nothing is a central computer server is there. All the machines, all the processing is to be distributed among the number of devices. So here we can see the architecture of this distributed computing. This is a communication network. All the device like client 1, client 2, client 3, and all the servers are to be connected through the communication network, and all the device have equal authority to distribute the task over the network. So distributed computing, it refers to the system where processing and data storages are distributed across the multiple devices of the system. So rather than handle a whole information by a single system or a single computer, here all the devices are having the processing capabilities, and they can able to share the information over the network. So this is the major advantage over the mainframe computing, that is basically a centric computing. So in this distributed computing, it refers to a system where processing and data storage is distributed across the multiple devices or the system, rather than being handled by the single central devices. In a distributed system, each device or the system has its own processing power. They have own processing capability to manage the information. So if in this case, if any devices fails due to any of the reason, then your whole data will never be lost, because the data and the processing capabilities is to be shared among the multiple devices. So this is the benefit for using the distributed computing. So these devices or these system work together to perform the task, and they have to share the resources, like they have to share the memory, they have to share the processing, they have to share the information, etc., with no single device as a central hub. This is the major advantage of using the distributed computing. So one example of this distributed computing is the cloud computing. So we can say the cloud computing use the concept of this distributed computing. So in cloud computing, all the devices are to be distributedly connected with each other, and they can share or access the resources through the into the distributed environment only. So where the resources such as the computing power, storage, networking, and they are delivered over the internet, and they can access the resources as their need. So in this type of system, user can access and share the resources through a web browser or some other client software. So basically, when we have to move forward from the mainframe computing to the distributed computing, it is much better than the mainframe system. Now, the third category that is much better than the distributed computing is a cluster computing. So, as the number of nodes increased day by day, so there's a need that how we can manage the whole network. So, in that case, the network is to be divided into the number of clusters, or we can say that the whole network is to be divided into a group of computers, which is called cluster. So in the cluster computing, the era was 1980s to 1990s. It uses the concept of distributed computing, but each group have to maintain their own cluster. So in 1980s, the cluster computing came as an alternate to the mainframe computing. In each machine, a cluster was connected to each other by the network by high bandwidth. They were cheaper than mainframe system. Basically, we can say that it is a type of mainframe computing. In the mainframe computing, the whole network, all the devices are to be connected with a single mainframe server. But in that case, the whole network is to be divided into number of clusters, and each cluster have a single server, and all the devices are to be connected to that particular server. So this is the concept of this mainframe computing. So in this case, the computational system made available by the research computing for in the form of the clusters, and each computer in the cluster, each computer which is connected into this cluster, it is called a node. And one system which head over these which is heading over all these nodes are called, this is called head node and the computer node, or we can directly we can say this is the server node. So this is the concept of cluster computing. Now the next concept which were used in 1990s to 2000 era, it is the concept of grid computing. So what is the grid computing? So in grid computing concept, the whole network is to be divided into the number of grids. So the concept of this grid computing, it was introduced in 1990s to 2000 era. So it means different systems were placed at entirely different geographical location. So we have to see in here that all the nodes are to be located into a different geographical locations, and they were connected by the internet. Similar concept is being used by the cloud computing. So we can say that cloud computing have the features of all the computing which we have previously used, like mainframe, distributed, grid, cluster, etc. So grid computing, it is a distributed architecture or of multiple computers that is connected by the network to accomplish a joint task. So these tasks are to be compute intensive and very difficult for a single machine to handle, because as we know that as a client increase day by day, and if the server is not able to handle the task simultaneously, so there is a need to manage the task parallelly. That's why we have to create the grid. So in this concept, the several machines on the network, they collaborate under a common protocol and work as a single virtual supercomputer to get complex tasks here, like one machine, one server you maintain these tasks, some another use these tasks. So a virtual supercomputer to get complex tasks done, these offers a virtualization between the client and the server. So this is the concept of grid computing. Now the next concept which is come in 1990s to 2000, late 90s to 2000, that is the concept of utility computing. So what is this concept? Utility computing, in this concept, we have to access the services on demand basis. So utility computing, it is name suggests, it is a type of computing that provide the services and the computing resources to the customer. It is basically a facility. It is not, we can say it is not a concept, it is a facility through which the user can access these services on demand. So utility computing, it is a kind of virtualization. That means that whole web storage space and computing power which is available to the user is much larger than the single time sharing computers. So multiple web servers used to make the kind of web service. So if anytime if I just want to access the service from the server, so on demand basis we can access these services through the utility computing. So utility computing, we can say it is just like a cloud computing, and it requires a cloud like infrastructure because all the things are to be settled virtually. So client can access these services virtually through the cloud server, through the server. Now the next concept is virtualization. So the cloud computing use the concept of virtualization. The cloud computing totally use the concept of virtualization. So virtualization from 1980s to present, virtualization method is being used in a cloud computing network. So what is the concept is virtualization? It is the process of creating the multiple virtual machines or operating system one physical hardware. So we can say that we have a single hardware machine, client machine, and a single, suppose, a server machine, and between the client and the server we have to create the number of virtual machines. They have to access the hardware and the other processing from the physical machine. So virtualization, it is the process of creating a multiple virtual machines or operating systems from one physical hardware box. So each machine, it works independently from each other and have their own operating system. So each virtual machine is having a hardware, is having a virtual hardware, not a physical hardware. They are having a virtual hardware. So this is the concept of this virtualization. These are the virtual machines. This is the physical hardware, and how the virtual machines are to be created and how the virtual machines access all the resources or services or applications through the physical hardware with the help of this hypervisor. So hypervisor is a concept that is being used with the physical hardware and the virtual machine. So in the virtual machine we have used virtual CPUs, virtual storage, virtual network, means everything we can access virtually. Nothing physical will be available on the virtual machine. So this is the whole difference between the between all the computing which we have discussed, what is the concept of mainframe, where we have to mainframe, then distributed, then grid computing, cluster computing, virtualization, then cloud computing. So in the next lecture we have discussed the introduction and the architecture part of the cloud computing. Thank you so much.